Hello, and welcome back to 10 out of 10 with Watch Again with Lauren and Russ.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being pure chill about only having one episode in February. The Lurgate hit the household. Everybody's throats were like pure swollen. It was like, it went beyond Phoebe from Friends' sexy phlegm and was just horrendous. So we've only just started recording this right now, but I'm telling you, before we go any further, go and get a cup of tea, make yourself a snack, because, I mean, yous know how long this episode is because it's out. I don't, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a long boy. So get settled in, put this on in the background as you're doing your washing or something, like, be occupied, you know? Because we're going to talk shite for a long time.
Yeah, I think if this is less than an hour and a half, we're laughing.
100%. I doubt that it's going to be that bit class.
No.
So anyway, welcome to our episode of the Oscars 2026 movies. People, when I tell you movies are back, cinema is back.
Yeah.
Mind last year when we were just raging about Emilia Perez and all the movies being heavy depressing.
Yeah.
Not anymore, motherfuckers. There's one, maybe 2 or 3 movies that I was like, yeah. But overall, I would say a pretty positive Oscar season.
Yeah, I think the movies this year have been solid. I can't see any arguments for movies like being in this category this year.
There's one.
No, we'll talk about it at the time.
Okay. But like genuinely, we were so pleased at what the Oscar movies were because they're actually movies that we mostly enjoyed. Do you know what I mean? Whereas last year I was like, oh God, like it was a pure slog last year.
Aye.
Whereas like my emotions were frayed this year, but like in a good way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So without further ado, we'll dive right in. We'll start off with Begonia. Okay.
Yes.
Ross, hit his weird push.
So, Begonia, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. Sorry, like there's going to be a few pronunciations here that are shocking.
Sorry, Yorgos.
Right, starring Oscar darling Emma Stone.
Absolutely.
Right, the powerhouse that is Jesse Plemons.
That's your guy.
And a debut for Aidan Delbus.
Loved him so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed Begonia. I went into it thinking I would though, but I feel like you and me are kind of 50-50 with the old Yorgos, do you know what I mean? But I didn't expect any less from the cast, if you know what I mean. Like, I knew I was walking into a movie that was going to be like powerhouse performances all round, do you know what I mean? Like, and they didn't let us down. It was mental but good, do you know what I mean?
I mean, it was a good movie. It's not the best between Emma Stone and Yorgos.
No.
But this is pretty solid. I mean, as you say, what else are you going to get for they two? They just know how to make movies.
Exactly. And Jesse Plemons, he's your guy. Like, you pure love him. And he was great in this movie. Yeah. We had this conversation where it was like, you kind of go into this movie being like, hee, conspiracy theorists, hee. And then it's like, yeah, it's easy to laugh at these guys because these guys are like, oh, aliens in space. But they're actually terrifying because they fully, wholeheartedly believe the things that they believe in and will go to extreme lengths, as shown in the film, to get these beliefs, you know? So, like, I do think when you watch this movie, you can be like, oh, what's Jesse Plemons like? What is he like? But then after it, you're like, oh, shit. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, these are the people that, I mean, not to sound harsh, you kind of mock them.
Like, yeah, oh no, absolutely.
Like tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, 100%.
Absolutely. But these are the scary guys in the community right now, do you know what I mean? Who are, weirdly enough, these are the guys whose voices are being heard and being believed and being followed, do you know what I mean? So it was a really good film, but I think the conversations you have after watching this movie are way more interesting. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I like this. It does have a few problems though. Primarily, see from like the middle to the end of the movie, it kind of lags a little bit for me.
Totally get you.
When I seen the trailer for it, it seemed to be a bit more like quick paced and wittier.
Yes.
But then when I seen that it was at a 2-hour runtime as well, saying, oh, there's got to be some like filler in this. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely. No, this is definitely a movie that could have been like an hour 40, and see if it had been an hour 40, it would have been sharp, perfect. I think we'd have gave it a higher rating. Whereas, like you say, there is the bit that lags, and you're kind of like, all right, do you know what I mean? Like, I think points deducted for, I don't know, would you say it's the pacing?
I think it's the pacing, and they're also trying to do like because there is like kind of a goofy comedy element between Jesse Plemons and Aidan. They two play, is it brothers?
Yes, or cousins or something.
For the sake of this, they're related anyway.
Yes, yeah.
And like they two are kind of like showing us that goofy internet basement dwellers and that.
I loved Aidan's performance so much. I thought he was so funny, but like wholesome funny, you know, like you're not Jesse Plemons, you're laughing at him because he's just fucking wild.
Yeah.
Whereas Aidan's performance, you're just kind of like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like he's just kind of, okay, cool, I'm following you, I believe in you, and I believe in what you do, and it's like, oh, all right then.
Oh yeah, there's such a lot of sincerity to his performance.
Totally.
That I think you can only get that from, because I don't think he's a trained actor.
No.
Like it's just him giving his
natural.
His reactions and his feelings on things.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of times can go wrong, but he absolutely nailed it. Like full props to him. He deserves like all the accolades for this.
I think he is a good example of him and your wee boy for adolescence / Wuthering Heights. These are great examples of people who aren't like Juilliard trained, haven't been shown the method. They just have this natural instinct within them, and it shows because sometimes you're watching people act, do you know what I mean? And this you were just like, oh, okay, do you know what I mean? And I really do appreciate the natural gift, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah. I mean, as I say, they two kind of, like, they two get on very well. They bounce off each other very well, as like you said, goofy comedy, but then it gets like this weird serious like torture thing.
Yes. Because Emma Stone's class, but there's the bit, where she's in the chair, and I mean, I don't want to put anybody off the cup of tea and the snacks that they grabbed at the start of the episode, but it gets really grim really quickly, and then it feels like after the grimness, they don't really know where to go from it. Like, they try and kind of alleviate the situation, but then there's the part in the fridge and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Do you know what I mean? And then obviously, do you know the thing is, right, we're trying to talk about these and not spoil them. Like, I still suggest you go and see this movie, but there is a bit like in the last 20 minutes where you don't know if it's funny or serious or not. Do you know what I mean? And it's very, totally. No, I'm just carrying on your thoughts. Sorry.
Without getting into it, it shows you like the extremities that Jesse Plemons goes to prove his theory right.
Yes. Extreme lengths. Yeah. I don't know if this movie, us talking about this movie, suffers because this was the first one that we watched. So like that we watched this movie when we didn't even know it was going to be an Oscars movie. But do you know the way we were like, oh, we've heard Good Patter and Yorgos and Emma are always up for awards, so we'll just write down notes anyway, just in case. So I think maybe us talking about this movie might suffer from that because we've got the most distance with this film. But I don't think it's been a terrible review. I would give it like 6 out of 10, maybe a 7.
See, I've got it at a 7.
A 7, right? Okay, stunning.
Can I just say something though?
No.
shout out to the movies being out at a reasonable time this year.
Yes. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to watch them all before the Oscars, rather than, remember last year, I think it was Anatomy of the Fall. We literally watched the day of recording, and then there was the Brazilian one last year that wasn't even out. We couldn't even see it. So like, thank you, my guys.
Like the fact we've got all these watched basically a month out. I'm like, no, 2 weeks out, sorry. Perfect.
Oh, we were so smug. See, as soon as what was the last one we watched? Hamnet.
Yes, that was the last one we watched.
Hamnet was the last one we watched, and we were sitting there and we were like, oh my God, we've got like 2 weeks. Like, this is amazing.
As soon as they announced the nominees came out, I was like, you're fucking dancing.
100%. This has been, maybe this is why we have like positive thoughts about this year's Oscars as well, because this hasn't been such a like scramble and dash to like watch everything so fast. Because like last year you were still night shift, so we had like 3 days to watch movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like, we were stressed, whereas this year we're like, I didn't bother, whatever, why didn't.
Even like when they came out, they were like, amazing, there's only 3 we've no seen.
100%.
Was it fantastic?
100%. Right, so Begonia, 7 out of 10?
7 out of 10, yeah.
Class. Let's move on to O Agent Secreto, if that is the Brazilian pronunciation of the film.
Sorry to all Brazilians.
Sorry, guys, sorry, I tried.
Right, so the secret agent.
O Agente Secreto, no?
Aye, that one. Right? What she said. Directed by Kleber Mendoza Fijo.
Aye, right, so I'm an arsehole. You can't pronounce that.
That's his name.
Okay, sorry, Brazilians.
Aye. Starring Wagner Moura. Sorry. I'm just looking at these, be like, oh my god.
I'm just picturing myself that like his name's probably pronounced more beautifully somewhere else, and we're just like, you Wagner Moura.
No, there's no save for a guy from Glasgow. Fuck off. Carlos Francisco, Tania Maria, Robert Diogenes, sorry, Alice Carvalho, and Udo Kier in his last performance.
Amazing work. Sorry, Brazilians. Sorry.
Yeah, my apologies.
So, I don't know if it's just me, and this might sound like an instant slagging, and it's not, right? But I didn't have a fucking clue of what was going on in this movie until at least an hour in. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy myself that hour, that I didn't know what was going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was quite happy to be, like, floated along in this story. And then when it gets to the hour in mark and he does the interview, you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? And I was solid in.
Yeah, I think I was kind of intentional to be as vague as they can the first hour.
Yes, and I think that helps though, because you are kind of sitting there, you're happy to hear everybody's backstory and be like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this guy? What's going on over there? So like, I do think it helps, because by the time you get an hour in and the interview happens and he starts putting everybody in the sequence that they're in the story kind of thing, it makes so much more sense, and you're like, oh, Clash, right, cool, yeah, fuck you, right, yeah, you're a good guy, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, like, this is the one, see when we kind of realised that was happening, and this, again, is 2 hours 21, but I didn't feel it.
Absolutely not.
Like, at the end, I wasn't kind of like, oh, thank God this is done.
No, totally. And I was kind of worried, because a lot of these movies we went into blind as possible. Like, I didn't want to look anything up about any of them. I just wanted to watch them in the context. And I see for the first hour, I was like, oh no, are we on the back foot because we didn't look into this movie before we watched it? Like, but no, because everything gets cleared up for you as the movie goes on, but it doesn't feel as long as what it is. Does that make sense? I found this movie like it's still a political thriller, but it expects you to know the bare minimum of what's going on. And sorry for my absolute ignorance, but I had no clue about what was going on in 1970s Brazil. But as soon as I finished this movie, my Wikipedia was Wikipedia. Did you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those movies that when it finishes, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know why all this stuff was going on. So that's definitely a positive. Like, if you are someone that leaves a film and is like choking to get more of the backstory, this is the film for you. Like, I really enjoyed my history lesson afterwards as much as I did the film, you know.
What I think separates this from like other movies of this type is that, like, there's also one like this, another nomination, but this guy's not going out his way to be like, oh, I'm going to fix this, like, I'm a political activist. He just wants to like keep his head down and like just live his life.
Yeah, he wants to be able to survive and give his kid a good life, you know. Like, he didn't start out to be, or do you know what, see if he did, then we've just missed it. Like, but he didn't start out to be political. It was that your man came into his work, started fucking up all his research, and then he's like, no, here, wait a minute, do you know what I mean? It was it was out of that, like, all of his hard work was in danger. The actor, your main guy who's up for best actor as well, when he talks about this film, he's so like, this is a political film, but it's do you know what I mean? Like, he acknowledges the fact that it's political and it's a message that needs to be told and it's a story that needs to be told, but he's very like, not blasé about it, but he's very calm about when he's talking about it, and like, yes, but this happens and this performance happens and blah blah blah. And he more talks about it, where I totally get what you mean. If this was like an American political thriller or a British political thriller, it would be like, fucking storm the gates, do you know what I mean? And it's like, right, relax, do you know what I mean?
It'd be like 100 miles an hour, but this one's kind of just like your everyday nastiness.
Yes.
So this isn't about like soldiers on the streets penning everybody. It's more like, right, they're taking bungs. Why is this paperwork went missing?
Yes.
Like, oh, somebody's died, but the files disappeared. What could this mean?
Totally. Yeah, it's the sneaky side of it, isn't it? And I think this movie, has the patience with the audience, if you know what I mean. Like, nothing's super over explained to you. You get the gist, do you know what I mean, of what's going on, but it's a very patient film that it's just like, you'll catch up when you catch up, and if you don't, fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very that kind of film. Do you get what I mean?
Like, I feel that you can. It does help knowing the history. Obviously, we didn't. I mean, why would I know the history of 70s Brazil? But you can just watch it as a good movie as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing, and this is not about it being a political thriller, but this movie is beautiful. It looks gorgeous. The color saturation in this movie is beautiful. But you can feel the heat from this movie. It's that like sticky, clammy, sweaty heat, and everybody's just a bit damp. Do you know what I mean? But like, honestly, like, I felt like when we were watching it, I was like, oh my God, why is my t-shirt sticking to my back when it's not? Because I'm in freezing Glasgow. Do you know what I mean?
Like, they're all just sitting there. They're all just like uncomfortable, just smoking cigarettes. It's so 70s.
100%. Like the medallion and the matted chest hair and all this kind of stuff, and they're all just like, ugh.
I mean, it is funny because there are parts of this where it's kind of shown through the eyes of somebody listening to the tapes.
Yes.
And when it goes to that, it seems very cold. Like, and I'm like, so I was
very surgical, that part. Yeah.
I was maybe thinking, does that mean that it's still going on, or do you get what I mean? Like, has anything changed? But maybe I was looking too much into it.
No, I'm with you. I fully get you. I'm also like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean this to sound like we're ignorant arseholes, but like, we're not privy to Brazil's political environment. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to fucking deal with our own. Do you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. I don't mean that to sound awful, but like, we're just two fannies for Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're like, big up Brazil. Let's not be corrupt anymore, guys. But you know what I mean? Like, what do you say?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I think I was just going to a film boy, to be honest.
You're like, oh yeah, that's a metaphor for shut up, Ross.
Yeah. Like, I've just looked too much into it. Can I just mention, and this is just going to, like, you'll know as soon as what is it with the leg?
Oh yeah, the hairy leg.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, spoiler alert, trips. There's
hardly a spoiler.
So at the start of the movie, they find a shark that has a human leg in it, and then halfway through the movie, there's a sequence of the leg. It's kind of done like a Hammer horror, schlocky horror kind of thing, like. And it's like the leg starts jumping about and like kicking people to death. But this has nothing to do with the rest of the film. Yeah. But I wasn't mad about it. Do you know what I mean? But then you're like, oh, is this like a kind of weird dream sequence? But then the next day they're reading in the paper that like a leg kills people and all this. Now, I'm like, is that a metaphor for like the corrupt police? Like, because it's not lost on me that the people that the leg is kicking to death are gay people in a park hooking up, cruising, that kind of vibe. So I'm like, is this a metaphor for like the police killing these people and the crazy stories that they put in the paper to pass it off as something else? Again, I don't know, but it was fucking weird. Yeah. But I wasn't mad about it, but it was fucking weird.
Yeah, the first time we just done was like, what are we watching?
Yeah. I was when we had to pause it and be like, right, what's actually happening in this film?
Yeah. It's hard to say without spoiling, but see the end sequence?
Yes.
Is that not just fantastic?
Yes.
Yeah, again, it's not overdone.
Nope.
It's just like 15 minutes of like calm craziness, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. Like, again, like you say, if this was an American or British movie, there would have been like dun 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 music going on. Everybody's running about, like quick cut edits and all that. Whereas this was like, it was a frantic situation, but dealt with in the calmest way possible, if you know what I mean. And like the camera's just following it about as everybody else is losing the nut. And it was really tense, but like I wasn't sitting there like fucking run, do you know what I mean? But no, exquisite part. I would give Secret Agent like a 7.5. I liked it. I probably won't watch it again.
See, I've gave it a 9.
You really liked this film?
Class,
yeah. You really liked it.
Shout out to Wagner Moura. Hope he wins it.
Aye. Right, guys. This part's going to be fast. Train Dreams. Ross, go.
Aye. So, Train Dreams, directed by Clint Bentley, starring Joe Edgerton, Felicity Jones, Kerry Condon, and amazing performance by William H. Macy.
Totally. William H. Macy is the film. Do you know what I mean? He's the only 15-minute part of this movie worth watching.
Yeah.
This was a lovely film, and that's about it. I was bored out my mind. Now, we also watched this immediately after watching F1.
Yeah.
And if you have seen F1, I mean, we're going to talk about F1 in 10 minutes, but if you've seen F1, you know that going from F1 to a movie like Train Dreams was maybe not the smartest way to watch this film.
Yeah.
But it was all right. I was bored, but it was all right.
The first thing that came to my head, because it's based on a book, I've not got the author's name that because I'm a Luddite, but I wonder if this would be better as a book, like to actually read it than watch it on the screen.
Yeah, I could imagine this being a book with like long descriptive passages about the forests and the sceneries and about the loggers that he works with and all this kind of thing. And the narration in the film is just straight up plucked from the book, I assume, because it's very like flowery language, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like this is the kind of book you want to read if you want to read about like the meditation of man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just there's not really a huge impact. There's not really a lot going on, but you're just reading about this guy living his life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is basically Stephen King light, because we watched this, then we took a wee break for the Oscar movies and watched Life of Chuck. And the Life of Chuck's, I feel bad saying, but it's a better version of this.
Fuck you. No, 100%. I get what you mean about being Stephen King light, but even the Stephen King novellas are interesting. This was not interesting. Like Life of Chuck, again, I feel like though, even if you watch Life of Chuck in the sequence of Chuck as a baby, Chuck as a teenager, Chuck as an adult, do you know what I mean? Like, it would still be a more interesting meditation on the man than what this is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do feel that part of the problem is, I mean, don't get me wrong, Joe Edgerton in this is amazing.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton's a funny one because, like, see, when he's good, he's great, but he just makes the most bizarre choices. Do you know what I mean? Like, he goes from movies like Warrior, where he puts in, like, an incredible performance, but, like, the movie's actually good, to then he'll do, what was that horror movie that we watched that he's in with, like, the red door and they're in the cabin? Was it They Come at Night or something?
Oh,
that movie was shite, do you know what I mean? Like, that was terrible.
That was shite.
Just peak movie reviews over here, you know?
Like, professional podcast, everybody. Fucking shite.
But it was awful. So, like, I do think Joel Edgerton was like the one draw of this film where we were like,
oh my god. Just imagine the big picture. What's you fucking shite? Fuck's sake.
And this is why Chris Ryan or Sean Fennessy or Bill Simmons will never phone me ever.
What do you think of that wee movie Godfather? Fucking shite.
Do you want to hear my really shite Al Pacino impressions? But anyway, like, I can't even remember what I'm saying now. Like, but I think Felicity Jones as well, she was a bit of an Oscar darling for like 5 minutes. Like, after The Theory of Everything, it was like, oh, she's going to go on to do great things. She's another one that's made the most middling films. Like, and I think she's good. I just don't think she's picked movies that like have an impact. But she was also Ethel in The Worst Witch when I was a kid, so she gets a pass in my book, you know?
Yeah, this is one that looks great, sounds great. Everything about it is just, it's a cardinal sin of being boring.
Yes. And there's a moment halfway through the film where they knew the audience would be bored at their nuts, so they introduced some puppies. Because you and me, when we were watching it, we ended up just sitting on our phone because I was like, no. And then the puppies came out and I was like, oh, look, Ross, doggos. And that was like the most involved we were in the film.
Yeah, it's... This could have been phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't do it for me.
There was so many bits of it. Like, see, at the start, I was like to you, this is going to be a pure working man's Rambo. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was the worst taste ever.
But I was like, because there's a part in it where he's working on the train lines, and then his Chinese pal gets taken away and shot, and I was like, oh my god, right, that's what this is going to be. He's going to have vengeance for his pal, and it's going to be about racism. Nah, like, it's a movie that says a lot of things without really hitting something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, racism is bad, sexism is bad, capitalism awful, but doesn't hit on any of the points. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's going on about, it's this guy's life. Like, he's not going to, like, he's just a hermit in the woods. What's he going to do for racism, capitalism?
Oh, this is what you were saying. Like, that was the only thing Ross took away from this film, is that he's choking to be a hermit in the woods.
The people yearn for the woods.
Do you know the thing is though, Ross, is I feel like if I built you a wee cabin in like a wee woody bit in Scotland, you would live your best life, man. Just you, the cats, in a log cabin, you would be a happy boy. I'll come up and visit you every so often. I do think William H. Macy, for the 15 minutes that he's in this film, is the best part. Yeah. Like, it's good to know that, like, even back in the day, there was yappers that did no work. Yeah. And, like, just sat there and spoke while everybody else is doing the graft.
I said to it, oh, you need to get this and get that. I'll grab this. Just sits his arse, does nothing.
So funny. It was so funny because, like, as soon as we were watching it, we were like, I think I've worked with people like William H. Macy.
I have been that person 100%. 100%.
Yeah, you're the William H. Macy of this household. Yeah. You stand there and go, right, today we need to do this, and this, but we'll have a snout first, and then we don't get off the couch. Yeah, that's it.
Let's just stick this movie on.
Oh, good to know I'm married to William H. Macy.
I think this movie is the Netflix of kind of wormed their way into the Oscars.
Yeah.
Because there is far better movies, in my opinion, that should have been in this.
Oh, there's so many more movies that could have been in here that weren't Train Dreams. Do you know what I mean? There was so many snubs that I was quite shocked about. Like, from Netflix alone, if they needed to put their name in the hat, people were raving about Jay Kelly. Yeah. They've already got Frankenstein. I'd have just left it with Frankenstein. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But then you've also got other movies, like, people were raving about The Smashing Machine, I Swear, like, movies like that. Like, there's so many other good films that came out. Oh, yeah. So when we saw Train Dreams, we were like, eh?
Yeah, that was one that definitely wasn't on our radar.
No, not at all, not at all.
So, what have you rated this one?
Oh my God, like a 2 out of 10.
See, I've gave it a 6.
Really?
Yeah, because, as I said, it looked great and all that. It's just, it was more style over substance.
Yeah, okay.
And I think the fact that it was Will Patton doing the narration, and he does all Stephen King, so I was like, yeah, I'm getting Stephen King vibes, so that gives it another 5 points for me.
Yeah, Will Patton reads the Doctor Sleep audiobook, but his voice does have like a Trump quality to it. Because when I started listening to Doctor Sleep, I was like, why the fuck is Donald Trump reading this audiobook? Yeah. Like, there's a right Trump quality to that guy's voice. It really throws you off. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. Like, as soon as his voice comes up, because that was the first thing I said to you. I was like, oh my God, he reads Doctor Sleep. And you were like, all right, comes in.
Yeah, that's after you said, this is not letter Stephen King. Then his voice was like, excuse me? Do you want to repeat that?
Right. We'll shuffle on and we'll talk about F1.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, F1, directed by Joseph Kosinski of Top Gun Maverick fame.
Yes.
Starring Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, Kerry Condon, who's a bit of an Oscar darling, I know.
100%.
Tobias Menzies and Javier Bardem.
Yeah, we didn't really mention Kerry Condon in Train Dreams at all, but we'll talk about it in this bit.
Yeah.
So, when this movie got announced as one of the best pictures for Oscar nomination, I feel like us and the rest of the world were like, eh. Like, we hadn't watched it because we were like, I don't really give a fuck about F1, so we never really bothered. And everybody I spoke to after I was like, fuck, we need to watch this film, was like, it's basically a generic sports movie. It's like the generic sports movie plot of like old dog, new dog, blah, 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 and just put it in a car and you're cool. And then a lot of my friends who actually like F1 were like, yeah, the editing's cool, the sound's cool, but there's so much cheating in it. And like, they obviously give a fuck about actual F1, whereas I'm like, cargo vroom. Like, do you know what I mean? I did not care. So I was kind of like, I was a bit kind of up in arms before we watched this movie because I was like, why is this movie even nominated? What the fuck? Loved it. Had a great time. Had such a good time.
This is the most entertaining film, like these picks, I think.
Absolutely. Like, we had a day where we put on all of the movies that we kind of had to catch up on, do you know what I mean? And we were like, right, we'll put F1 on first because it's pure long and we can't be arsed. And then about halfway through, I was like, fucking drive! Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we were like, we're about to get into F1 now. We're happy boys.
Yeah, we're F1 family now.
Totally. I was like messaging my pals who like F1 being like, okay, now you have to explain everything to me. I've got pals being like, oh, I'm on to the pub with us and watch F1. And now I'm like, oh. Like, you know, it's been a couple of weeks since I've watched it. And I'm like, I don't really care about F1 anymore. But
yeah, I'm not getting up at 6 in the morning to watch. I think the first one's in Melbourne. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. But this is such a fun movie. I understand why it's nominated purely because your man did Top Gun Maverick, which is heralded as like the film that brought back cinema after COVID and all that. So fair enough. But I do think this is a bit of just daft fun and amongst some serious movies. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this movie was, yes, it has its problems, but it was a massive success.
Totally.
It's Brad Pitt's highest grossing film.
That's crazy.
This is just an advertisement for F1. I think it's pretty well known that they're trying to get into America. And this was their gateway into it. Get old man Pitt into a fucking Formula 1 car and people go see it, as they did.
Yes.
This movie's here because Joseph Kosinski seems to like try and find new techniques of filmmaking, which I think that's why this is here, because it's not just like critics not who like choose these movies. It's like you have sound guys, cinematographer, everybody involved, and they also know like more about the craft of filmmaking than us podcasters, so they can say like, no, this is like incredibly made. Might not be the best story wise, but I think they can kind of respect the art more of technical filmmaking than what we can. Yeah,
totally. Oh no, absolutely. Like, I could see it winning an award for like editing and stuff, you know, and like the more technical awards I could see F1 winning for, but it's a bit of fun, do you know what I mean? And it's your usual pattern of like old dog maverick driver must join team, and the new uptight one that's not taking it seriously needs to try and learn from him. And it's the story's so like it's a Disney movie basically, do you know what I mean? It's your generic story, but I was involved, do you know what I mean? And I think this is a really fun Sunday film, you know, if you're like, you've just done the food shop, you want to stick something on that's going to entertain you but not tax your brain too much, absolutely stick F1 on. Like, I think this is one of the movies that I had the best time at when we were watching it, but do I think it should win an Oscar? No, but I had fun while I was watching it, although points deducted for Ed Sheeran doing the song at the end. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, nah.
I mean, this grips you for the start, like, opens up with a shredded Brad Pitt, like muscles on muscles, just absolute abs for days.
100%.
And Led Zeppelin blasting.
Yeah.
If that's not going to get any like bro into this, then I don't know what will.
100%. And like, Brad Pitt still got it. Do you know what I mean? I do understand there's a lot of like questionable things around Brad Pitt right now, but he's still got that twinkle in his eye. He's still got that charm that hooks you in and all this kind of stuff. And even when you see him talking about the film, he had a good time. Do you know what I mean? And Javier Bardem's great in it. Kerry Condon, I think, no, a total awards darling. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she's great in anything she's in, but she's another one that I'm like, oh, you could be doing better. Like, see when she popped up in Train Dreams, I was like, what the fuck is she doing in this? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she seems to pick the winners though. I mean,
yeah.
Was it Banshees? It was a couple years ago that was it. She was in 2 Oscar-nominated movies.
Yeah.
2 this year. So, I mean, for all we say, it's a bit shite. She clearly like her agent kind of like, no, I can see something in this.
Yeah, totally. I think she's like the lesser Rebecca Ferguson, if that makes sense. They've got the same kind of look, they've got the same kind of intensity, but Rebecca Ferguson pips her. But I think the way, if Kerry Condon keeps going the way she's going, I think she'll match. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, but then F1's fucking it's massive.
No, I know. We're just Neanderthals. We were like, I don't care about these cars going pure fast. It's pure stupid. And then we watched it, and I was like, I need to know everything. Like, the only thing I knew about F1 was Max Verstappen. Yeah. So like, I just kept shouting that at different points during the film.
I mean, what I do enjoy is the practicality of this. Like,
yes.
To get Damson Idris's character, he's like the young F1 driver, thinks he's made it and all that. He had to test driving because they used Formula 2 cars, which is, I didn't know, but apparently there's rankings.
Why then?
So like F1, F2, it goes all the way down to like, I say go-karting, it's more than that, but you get my point. That's how they kind of rise up.
I'll phone the gals that know about the F1. I'll find out.
But like they had to get tested at 100 mile an hour.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that's like fair dues for doing it, but I'm like, my God, like that's dedication.
I think that's the thing. I think the behind the scenes of this film is more interesting than the movie, you know, like the things they had to do and like the camera rigs they had to have and all this kind of stuff was way more interesting than what's actually going on in the film. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
and just shout out to I love when movies do it. It's like, because there's a bit where you're at Silverstone, which is the British Grand Prix, but they're actually doing it on the day of the British Grand Prix, so it has like that, like
momentum.
Yes, so it's like you're getting the crowd excited that, and none of it's like phoned in. It's just like that's what's going on. Like I love that. See when you see like music ones and all that, and it's like they actually go to the gigs.
Like A Star Is Born, they filmed that bit at Glastonbury. Yeah.
That's such a cool thing to do, and I wish more movies done that type of thing. I get it would cost a fortune, but it's worth it. It's far better in my opinion.
No, absolutely, because you get sucked into like the vibe of the crowd and everybody's heavy buzzing and all this kind of stuff.
But like, even if you say to the fans there, look, we're going to be filmed, they're going to be up for it.
100%.
Like they're there to see a band and already maybe a bit like liquored up, shall we say. So you're just going to have a laugh with it.
Aye, 100%.
But this was easy. It is my favourite movie, but it's not the best, if you know what I mean.
I get you. Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree with you. It's the movie I had the best time at, but I don't think it's a best picture winner. Do you know what I mean? I would give this movie a solid 8.5 out of 10.
See, I've gave it an 8. I will rewatch this one the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I feel bad for saying it's my favourite, but it shouldn't win. But see if you watch it and watch any other ones of these, you'll understand why.
Absolutely. Right. Shall we get into Frankenstein?
Yes.
Frankenstein.
So, as you say, Frankenstein, directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's obviously legend.
Yeah.
Starring Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, and Christoph Waltz. What a cast.
Honestly, remember when the trailer came out for this the first time and you and me watched the trailer and we're like, yes, sit us down. And then we were going to go and see it in the cinema, but we were like, remember that was like the 2 weeks where like literally everything happened. Like we're ceiling flooded. And then we were heavy busy doing loads of stuff. So we never got to go and see it in the cinema, but we were like, it's fine. It comes out on Netflix in 2 weeks. We'll watch it then. Yeah. And after watching it, I've now watched this movie 3 times. And I'll watch it another 23 times. After watching it on the telly, I wish we'd went to see it in the cinema because the scale of everything, I could just imagine sitting in the cinema and being like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Also, shout out to when we went and watched bits of it getting filmed.
That's my one criticism.
Yeah.
I was there, fucking bun it on, smoking a cigarette. Why am I not in this movie?
They fucking cut us. They cut us.
I've contacted SAG-AFTRA. Not a fucking peep. I supported you during the strike. Where's my support?
Fucking raging. Because we were looking for it. Like when we were watching it, like, oh, where's the bit? No, where's the happening? Fucking Edinburgh.
But if you go through our previous posts on Instagram, which you should, because they're brilliant, that like we had photos of like the horses and that, because they're all kept in Kelvin Grove Park. I was like, such a cool scene, but then I'm kind of like, I don't want you to win because I should be there. I should be there.
Yeah, because when we went, it was like 10:30 at night. Like we just finished recording an episode, and then we're like, well, we go for a walk, and they had like smoke machines, and it looked incredible. And it was just your man riding a horse and carriage round Park Circus, and we thought Mia Goth was going to be in the carriage. I was like, oh my god. And we're both sitting there like black jumpers, black hoodies, just so that we wouldn't be too obnoxious.
I was blending in for the movie.
Smoking a snout at the side, just being like, alright. Oh, but it looked gorgeous. Like when we walked through Kelvin Grove that day, we were like, oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, what's that?
Yeah.
It looked, beautiful. And again, I feel like at this point with Guillermo del Toro, you expect beautiful. If nothing else went on in this film, if the plot was shit, if the actors were shit, which they're not and it's not, but you would expect it to at least look good while being shite. Do you know what I mean? Like, see the amount of effort. Again, this is another one, like the behind the scenes effort that went into this film. Like, there is a behind the scenes of Frankenstein on Netflix that's like straight after it, so I highly recommend watching it. But like Mia Goth's costumes, there's this gorgeous blue dress that she wears, and it's like the skeleton of a butterfly wing, but like layered over itself, and it's just the most beautiful dress I have ever seen. And like you get the parallels between like his costume, her costume, the monster's costume, blah blah blah. Like, it's gorgeous. The tower that he builds the monster in is so detailed. And like I do feel that with like a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies, you are watching the background as well as what's going on in the foreground, you know? And we'll talk about the foreground in a second. But like, you're looking at things and there's just like random like toes in the background and like bits of fingers and all that, and you're like, who did this? Like, I'm not an artistic person, but I wish in school I could have known that if I'd stuck in art, I could have been like a set designer or a set dresser or something, because what a cool job to have. Like,
I mean, this is Del Toro's just a guy, obviously has a final say in everything, but he's a guy that's got a great team behind him.
Absolutely.
He's never been shy about like saying that, but he's got full confidence that they're going to knock out the park, and they do every movie he does. Like,
absolutely,
it's perfect every time.
Absolutely. Like, Guillermo del Toro is a very detail-orientated person, but so are his team. Do you know what I mean? And like, even the fact that it took 10 hours to get Jacob Elordi into, like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my god, 10 hours to get into the makeup, and it's like, what a perform. Like, I feel like the makeup is starting to take over the performance that Jacob Elordi gave. Like, Jacob Elordi has the most beautiful, like, emotive eyes. So like, even when he's not saying anything or he's just going like, Victor, like, it's all in the eyes, and it's a beautiful performance. It's such a gorgeous performance. But everyone in this movie goes toe for toe with each other. Like, nobody in this movie's bad. I know you're not a huge fan of Mia Goth, which I think is absolute sacrilege, but she's great in it. Oscar Isaacs, I am yet to see him shite in something. Do you know what I mean? Christoph Waltz,
I mean, he's just great in everything.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I expect no less. Do you know what I mean? And even your man, I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but he was in All Quiet on the Western Front 2 years ago in the Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
It's a smaller part, but even he's great. Do you know what I mean? It's just, honestly, inject this movie into my veins. I loved everything about it. Absolutely everything.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a passion project for Del Toro for years, and like, he's done it justice. I have seen criticisms that, because it is a dream project, it should be better. And is it? I don't see how you can get much better than this.
What else do you want? Do you know what I mean? I think it's as faithful to the book as you are going to get. Do you know what I mean? Like, and again, I understand you're pitting it. This is the kind of modern day version, and obviously you've had Frankenstein through the years. Do you know what I mean? But honestly, for it being a dream project, I thought this was gorgeous. I thought this was perfect.
100%. I mean, people are like, the story's like, it's quite bare on story. Is it?
The story's bare on story. Like
what do you need for Frankenstein? Because see, when people go left field and make something else, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
If somebody's like, who is genuinely, you know that Del Toro is in on this, like, he loves Frankenstein, was it? Give the man a break. This guy has he done wrong before?
No.
So why are you trying to give him a hard time? Fuck off.
100%. I do feel like when things are book adaptations, and now listen, I've been guilty of it in the past, if it's a book that is like heralded and beloved and yada yada. If you're not getting it right, I mean, look at the Wuthering Heights adaptation. The now that is the most Marmite response to a film I've ever seen in my life. But again, like, I understand, like, if a book means a lot to people, they're obviously going to want it. And I've had that with movies in the past where I'm like, put the book, fine. Do you know what I mean? But you get to the point where you're like, it's an adaptation. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as they're getting the story and the main points of the story, that's fine. Do you know what I mean?
I think the problem is, though, is that people say this, but see if they were to go do it by the book, it's all diary entries.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same with Dracula. It's diary entries. So how are you going to... You can't adapt it the way that these people think it should be.
It would just be them sitting writing down.
If that's the case, have Jacob Elordi and fucking Oscar Isaac sitting at a table reading Frankenstein. Like, this is the perfect way. I know people are also thinking there's a split into two. It's like,
Love it. So's the book.
Yeah, you have Frankenstein's version, then it's like, no, the monster point of view. Is it like, oh, why can't it be like merged in? Is it because he wants to tell the full story for each side? There's no right or wrong here. This is like, there's so much stuff to be put into this movie. There's so many themes in it, but people are just lost on, oh, but it's not perfect, is it? Fucking out as close to it as you can.
100%. I think he got a great cast. Obviously, his team's great. The shots that they film in Edinburgh, like, we were saying this, right? Obviously, like, Glasgow has modernized, whether you agree or disagree with how it's done, like, throughout the years, you know, like, there's buildings in this city that are like the most 80s things ever. Do you know what I mean? And Glasgow has decided to move with the times, whereas parts of Edinburgh have been like, no, we have cobbles and you will like it. Do you know what I mean? But obviously that comes in handy for movies like this, because when they're walking down that bit of Edinburgh, I'm like, I've been there. That's exactly what that looks like. Do you know what I mean?
And even when you say that, though, is that you do it, then you get the gorgeous shot of the cathedral.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's your cathedral.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking it to Edinburgh, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off Edinburgh, you're arseholes.
Because there was parts of it we were like, oh, that's in Edinburgh. Then when they say, oh no, we filmed that in Glasgow, is it? I've never seen it like that, but you know what? Fantastic.
Totally. And there's the bit that we were like, the one bit we were clinging to that we were like, aye, they filmed that in the Hunterian. No, they didn't. No. Like, it was like in Paris or something.
Yeah. Glasgow's had a good year for filming.
Absolutely. And we're getting more next year, so hopefully we'll be able to take more pictures for the Instagram and be like, look, we were there.
Hey, we better be in the fucking Spider-Man movie. I'm going to go off my nut. Tag after I better get back to me, because I'm suing a lot of people next year.
So what are you rating this movie? Oh, actually, before we rate, I can't remember if I told you or not, but I'll tell you now. Originally, it was supposed to be Andrew Garfield that was going to be the monster.
All right.
And he dropped out over scheduling issues, and then obviously Jacob Elordi was put forward and has been incredible. But I wanted to know, like, what do you think Andrew Garfield would have been a hindrance, or do you think he would have made it better, or do you think the movie would have stayed the same?
I don't know, because Jacob Elordi has like that towering presence anyway.
I mean, he's 6'5". Do you know what I mean?
Could you convey Andrew Garfield like that?
I think that's the thing. Like, I like Andrew Garfield. I've got time for him.
Fantastic actor.
Yeah, I've totally got time for Andrew Garfield, but I don't know if Andrew Garfield's got, and he's another one where, like, he's got the Andrew McCarthy eyes where, like, it looks like he could cry at a moment's notice. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know if he could have. I don't think he could have gave the, like, innocence. Do you know what I mean? And
I disagree big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he could portray, like, the emotion of it very well.
Yeah.
It's more the part where, I think anyway, where Victor and the monster meet, you don't have that towering presence.
Because at the start of the movie, he's really, really intimidating. Yeah.
He's
Victor.
I mean, they say, like, the strength of how many ever men it is and all that, and the stuff he does that. I don't know if Andrew Garfield can give you that.
Yes.
But I think you would need to make him taller, and I don't know how you do that without it looking
weird.
stupid.
Yeah, I get you. I totally get you. I think Jacob Elordi was the right pick, purely out of anything else other than the fact that he's a brilliant actor. I think just the fact that he's 6'5" helped. Because see the bit where him and Mia Goth meet for the first time, and then it's that, I leave for me, thank you. And, like, he's, like, towering over her, but, like, hunching and, like, pulling. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I don't think he could do the emotional side, but he won't give you the physicality.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would do it with him, but It'd have still been a great movie. I just think Jacob Elordi's far better for it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What would you give this movie out of 10?
I've gave it a 9.
I gave it a 9.5 because I have saved my 10 for another film.
Yeah.
But 9.5, like, I've watched this movie 3 times. I'll watch it another 23 times, and I'm ready to watch it another 23 times.
My only thing about this is, as you said, with Mia Goth, is there's some bits you can't really make out what she's saying.
You can't stand Mia Goth.
She mumbles quite a bit in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's the only kind of off-putting part of the performance for me. But she is good in this. I'm not going to say she's rubbish, but there's just a few scenes where I'm like, kind of make it out in your saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, we're going to your favourite one then.
Fuck off.
So, Marty Supreme, directed by Josh Safdie, starring Timothée Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Odessa Azayan, Kevin O'Leary, Tyler O'Connor, also known as Tyler the Creator, and Fran Drescher.
I'm just going to let you speak, because I just on you go, Ross. On you go.
I enjoyed this when I watched it, but see, looking back, I think this is overrated shit.
Now, I think this movie suffers from what a lot of movies are suffering from right now, where it's bad advertising. This movie is being advertised as an underdog story, which it is fucking not.
Nah.
It's also fallen victim to the gimmick of the Marty Supreme jacket, the blimps, the bright orange suits, Marty Supreme, like the song that Timothée Chalamet did with your man, whose name I can't remember. And I think the advertising for this movie is selling you a completely different movie. Like, I hated this movie from start to finish. I left the cinema raging. Like, we had to actually sit for 10 minutes and have a relaxing snout because you could have torn me off the ceiling. From about 20 minutes into this film, I was like, I hate it here. I hate it here.
I just, as you say, watching the trailer and that, you think, oh, like, this is going to be a hopeful movie about, Marty Supreme, but why? Everybody's just a horrible bastard in this.
This is my issue with the film, is why do we need yet another movie heralding this, like, hustle culture, fuck each other over to get someplace, and yeah, you're trying to make it big, but at the detriment of everyone around you. Like, no one in this movie is likable. Yeah. And I've been seeing everywhere that it's like, oh, people don't like this movie because Chalamet is not the, like, pretty little artsy boy anymore. And it's like, it's not about that. Now, listen, I'm going to hold my hands up. Like, I am a Chalamet lover. Like, I am the one that kicks their wee feet and giggles when I watch Call Me By Your Name and Bones and All and Little Women and It's No Use, Joe. Like, do you know what I mean? And obviously, listeners of the podcast know that the Dune franchise will be taken from my cold dead hands. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, he's just so nasty in it. Yeah. He's just a horrible, horrible bastard in this film. And I've had so many people say to me that they left this film angry. Like, so many people. Because I just don't think it was a story that was really worth telling, if I say so myself. Like, I think it's maybe because a lot of the stuff that's going on right now in the world is quite negative, and it's all very fuck each other over to get to a higher level, and like, as long as I'm doing well, everybody else can just rot. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's never a stance that I agree with. So I think coming into this movie expecting this, like, underdog story of, like, Chalamet's going to make it, and then there's so many other stories where everybody's a dick. I was like, nah. Like, I was so angry.
Yeah, I get this. The story's just a bit of not a mess, but it's just him jumping into one situation to the next, and everybody just gets worse about it.
Yeah.
Like, nobody really holds him or themselves accountable within it. And it's all for ping pong.
But there's no one's redeemable in this film. Like, normally when you watch movies like this, there's at least, like, one redeemable character. Like, even if you look at, I'm trying to pick a Safdie movie. If you pick Good Times, the one with Robert Pattinson in it, right? that's a movie where he does like despicable things, but it's for a redeemable cause. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to help his brother or something like that. There's and movies like that where it's always like, oh, I need to fuck this person over, but it's because I need to do this for this person that I love. That kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
There's none of that in this film. Absolutely none of it.
Like my one thing about it is I think Timothy Chalamet is great in this, but this is a tough. No, it's not even a tough movie to watch. It's just I just don't enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I think Timothy Chalamet is great if the point of the character is to be a piece of shit and make everybody hate him. Like, do you know what I mean? But I think the character of Marty Supreme and the marketing of Marty Supreme just aren't lining up for me at all. I mean, I understand, right? Like, cinema is supposed to make you feel something, right? And the fact that I left enraged, absolutely enraged, like I ranted the entire way home from the cinema. I mean, maybe that means it's worked. Do you know what I mean? Because it's invoked an emotion within me. It might not be a pleasant one, but you know what I mean, right? So maybe it's done its job. Maybe it deserves it. Personally, I think if Chalamet wins an Oscar for this movie, I'll be fuming. And that is not me being a Chalamet hater. I just think he's been better in other things. And I think give him more time to cook. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he needs more time to cook. I think if he wins this, I would not be surprised because it is a totally different performance from him. And you know how the Academy love all that shit. Oh, like, sort of character for him. So, like, oh, he deserves it. But do I think he'll do better? Yes. But then that's one of the ones that you can't tell. So do you give the flowers a now and hope it doesn't happen, or do you get what I mean?
I think with all the comparisons that are going on right now between DiCaprio and Chalamet, like DiCaprio made way better films for longer, but got his Oscar for Revenant, which is shit.
Yeah.
And like, I wonder if they're trying to retcon that with Chalamet of being like, right, okay, cool, we'll give him his Oscars early, so that then he can just go and do his thing. But I would rather wait and give Chalamet his flowers when he makes a movie not deserving of an Oscar, but like a Complete Unknown was great, but I don't think he deserved an Oscar for that either. And this movie, he definitely doesn't. I mean, he deserves an Oscar if you take his performance of being a piece of shit worth rewarding. But maybe I'm just being a bitter bitch where I'm like, no, like, don't give him it for this.
I do think I mean, I've probably got a cheek to say this, but he's trying too hard.
Like, he's needing Bradley Cooper, needing that.
Whereas DiCaprio, it was kind of the running thing, but he's a very like personal person. Like, he doesn't want to give out too much to the press and that.
Yeah, he's super. He's just kind of yeah.
But you get the vibe that he doesn't give a shit.
DiCaprio is probably one that like gave a shit but was calm about it, and then when he got his Oscar, he's like, cool, happy days.
Yeah.
Whereas Chalamet, it's reeking a bit of desperation at this point. Like, and again, this is Chalamet slander that's breaking my heart to say because I love that man. Do you know what I mean? But we're getting onto Bradley Cooper territory, and I just think he needs to calm down and just focus on the films. Do you know what I mean? Like, I watched the thing he did with McConaughey and all that, and again, there's getting an air of fart sniffing going on here, and I'm like, Chalamet, like, confidence is not an issue, right? Like, if you know you're great and you can back yourself, wire in. Absolutely, I back that patter. But the fine line between arrogance and confidence is, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're tightroping that now. And I think I would personally be annoyed if he won the Oscar for it because I don't like this film. Yeah. And he's good in it, but do you know what I mean? I would rather wait for a better film for him to win his flowers for, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I love you, Chalamet, I'm sorry.
Another thing was with the Safdie, see the advertising stuff and that, very weird. Like, this is a total different thing. I don't know if that was intentional, but I mean, this is one of the most snubbed movies.
Yes, and it went 0 for 11 on all of the BAFTAs and all that.
But then, is it Benny Safdie who done the Smashing Machine?
Yes.
That they were doing like on the subway and all that, going about with the boards. And I'm like, I wonder if this works, but I'll be interested in the future, like who kind of who the better director is out of the both of them. If they do get to helm, like bigger and better things than these movies. But I do feel that a lot of this was driven by ego from Chalamet, and I'm just like, I'm not interested. Just act like.
Yeah, I'm not interested in you doing the Soldier Boy dance at a press conference. Do you know what I mean? I just want to hear you talk about the film and then just show me the film. Just shut up and show me the film.
That's the difference, is that DiCaprio knows that his body of movies, he didn't need an Oscar. Like, he's made some of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
Whereas, can you say Chalamet? Obviously, the Dune ones are a big vehicle, like fucking blockbuster vehicles, but you compare them, you can't compare them out, and it's not fair to. But I think later on down the line, if you could, is it DiCaprio's still going to beat him, isn't it?
I think you're not quite as versed in the Chalamet universe as I am, right? And like the Dune movies are great, but there's some beautiful movies in there. Do you know what I mean? Like Beautiful Boy, oh my god, right? But what I also think this, if we're going with the DiCaprio Chalamet kind of comparison, what I think it suffers from is Chalamet is a child of the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he knows how to get a sound bite. He knows how to make a TikTok go viral. He knows what YouTube interview show to go on. Yeah. Whereas back in the day when it was DiCaprio coming up, he was just like, I'll do the interview if you need, but apart from that, leave me alone. Yeah. Whereas Chalamet is very much like, I'm here, let's do this. Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Just DiCaprio's just like, go and see it.
Yeah.
Like, the performance is enough for anybody to make their mind up.
Yeah.
So what did you rate this then?
0. Fuck Marty Supreme, 0.
I've gave it and it is purely, as a bit cheeky, I've gave it a 5. I didn't like it.
No.
I thought I did, and see when I sat with it, I'm like, this movie's a bit shite.
This was one of those ones when we left the cinema, I was like, I hated that film, it was disgusting. And you were like, I quite liked it. And I was like, what do you mean? It was pure. Oh my God, I was fuming. So, from a movie that made me feel visceral rage to a movie that made me feel absolutely everything, Hamnet.
Aye. So, Hamnet, directed by Chloe Zhao, starring Jessie Buckley, Paul Mescal, Emily Watson, and Joe Alwyn.
I've trained you so well, Ross.
Aye.
My God, what a movie. Like, that's literally the one line I have written for this film. Like,
I mean, can we just say that Jessie Buckley, wow, like, my God, what a performance.
She runs with this movie. Like, Paul Mescal keeps up with her, but she is running. Like, what a performance in this film.
There's like a 15-minute bit in kind of the middle of the movie where, see if they just filmed that alone, Jessie Buckley should get the Oscar. Like,
are you talking about the Scream?
Yes.
Oh.
See, for people, like, it's not really a spoiler, it's kind of a known thing, but one of our kids die, and see that from when the kid gets ill till the passing, oh my God, like, you're on tenterhooks.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like, I didn't think I would like this movie, but oh fucking hell, man.
I'm going to throw you under the bus for 2 seconds, right? I actually went to see this movie with a friend because Ross was like, I really don't want to see this film, and Ross was like, I just don't think it's for me. You go see it with your pal, you talk about it, and I'll bounce off the back of you. And I came out of that movie and was like, Ross, when's the next showing? Can we go right now? Do you know what I mean? And I finally talked you into going and watching it with me. And I was so happy that you loved this movie as much as I did. Do you know what I mean? Like, the first time I went to see it, I was... The one detriment of this movie is how quiet it is. So when the movie makes you cry, you can't really cry because it's so quiet, right?
Aye.
And then by the end of the film, me and my pal were like full body shaking sobs, right? And I was like, I'm never going to get this feeling again. Like, if I go and see this movie again, it's not going to hit the same. It hit even more, man. It hit even more. Ross is turning around like, are you okay? And I was like, ah.
Yeah, like, the main cast in this it's just phenomenal. Like, I don't have a lot written for this, but I'm just like, it's just great. Like, there's no negatives in this movie. Everything's just perfect. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's filmed almost more like a play, like which obviously makes sense. Shakespeare, do you know what I mean? But
spoiler alert.
That's another thing I love is there's like hints to it through the film. Like, if you went into this movie knowing nothing, right? Even though I think everybody basically this movie gets introduced as the movie where the Wayne dies, right? Yeah. And if you didn't know anything about this movie, didn't know who the characters were, there's bits sprinkled through it, like when he's doing, he like reads off some Romeo and Juliet stuff, and you see him writing things, but it's only literally within the last 15 minutes of the movie somebody goes William Shakespeare. So I feel like if you didn't know this movie was about Shakespeare, you'd be like, oh my god, do you know what I mean? And that's gorgeous, but it is filmed very, like, I mean, you're immersed in this movie, right? But the way it's filmed is like you're very much looking in at them. Like the way the camera angles go, you're looking in at the situation rather than being in the situation, if you get what I mean.
It's a very voyeuristic like feeling watching like this family try to deal with like
Everton.
Like the death of a child. And I just, honestly, I've got no words. It's beautiful.
Totally. And it sounds like, I understand the way we are talking about this movie. It sounds like, what a tough hang. Fuck this film. Genuinely, if you've not watched it, please watch Hamnet for nothing other than Jessie Buckley's performance. Like, if this movie, spoiler alert, this movie is my Oscar winner. If this movie does not win Best Picture, I will go off my nut. And I'm telling you this, the new. Like, it's just beautiful. It's perfect. Everyone in it's great. Even the fact that Joe Alwyn's in it doesn't annoy me. He is the weakest link, though, and I'm not saying that out of, like, you know, affiliation to the Swift. Like, I don't think he's the greatest actor. I think he's quite wooden. And I do think the bits that he's in, it would suffer more if she wasn't so great.
Yeah.
And that's a genuine opinion. I'm not just saying that because Taylor Swift for life, do you know what I mean? But and anything else I've seen him in, he's been weak, do you know what I mean? But because everything else about this movie is so great, you don't really notice how shocking he is, do you know what I mean?
I mean, can I just say, though, one of the biggest robberies, how is Paul Mescal not nominated?
Right.
Like that is, we did say we're not going to try and swear, but no, that's a fucking disgrace.
What do you mean we said to try not swear? We've been swearing since the start of the episode.
We made a conscious decision before, saying, look, we'll try and calm down the swearing, then you hit it with fucking shit.
We say this at the start of every episode. We're like, right, this week we're not going to swear as much. And then it lasts for about 30 seconds, do you know what I mean? But no, absolutely. Like, I think you could, and we'll talk about it when we get to one battle after another, but you could bump Benicio del Toro easily and put Paul Mescal in there.
See if any of the ones who did get nominated weren't in it and Paul Mescal was nominated, there's not an argument for it, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, it's just, like, perfectly cast. Joe Alwyn, he's only in it for like 5 minutes, like, all in all, so it's not really a big thing, but Emily Watson, phenomenal in it.
Absolutely. And she got nominated at the BAFTAs.
Yeah. I mean,
she not win. Like, she won at the BAFTAs.
But that, and like, Mescal's been nominated for everything else. So I don't know if it's just like oh, let's all love Paul Thomas Anderson, he does nothing wrong in his movies, to have two people for the same film, but I think it's a fucking travesty.
I agree. I fully agree. Because he really, he is incredible. Paul Mescal's always great. Gladiator 2 is a blip in the Matrix because Paul Mescal's great in everything. I mean, Gladiator 2, I would say, is a blip in the radar because I think Paul Mescal can be a leading man in this type of movie. I don't think he's a leading man in a huge Ridley Scott blockbuster where it's basically Training Day and togas. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's his. But then I feel like everybody knows that's no his niche. Like, let Paul Mescal cry and we'll be happy days.
Yeah.
Although our Daza can't stand Paul Mescal. Mind, we were in the car with Daza and he was like, oh, Paul Mescal, he does his greeting. You and me were like,
Paul Mescal's amazing. I disagree in the fact, I think it could lead a big blockbuster. I just don't think Gladiator 2 was the right one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that movie works in any way.
Yeah.
I believe the hype for it, like, overdone the actual quality of the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But this movie should win everything. Like,
I agree.
I'm firmly in that camp that they deserve. Just give Mescal the Oscar. I don't care, he's not nominated. Give him it. There's only been a few performances this year where I've been like, no, that's phenomenal. And a lot of them haven't even been picked, but I'm not part of the Academy yet, so I can't
Not
really
yet.
say.
Our time will come, Ross. Our time will come.
What I do like about this is, obviously, like, they don't mention Shakespeare much. And he just kind of leaves to go and be the legend that Shakespeare became.
Yep.
but it is just about like Agnes and like how she's struggling to deal with this, and Shakespeare just wasn't there for most of it, and it doesn't like thing you around the head too much that he wasn't there because he had his own way to deal with the grief. See, if anything, just her performance, just give her, just that's the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the takeaway as well from the movie is that Agnes is the most patient wife ever. Like, she's so chill with him just like having his cake and eating it too. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's like, go do your thing, leave me here in the forest. Do you know what I mean? But no, totally. And even like, see, even the bit where she gets the flyer because she thinks that after the death of their son, he's away writing a comedy, which is really angering her. And then obviously, spoiler alert, he writes Hamlet. Do you know what I mean? Hamlet. And Hamlet. the Mel Gibson version or the Ethan Hawke version?
So Shakespearean.
Listen, don't fuck with me. You know I love the Shakespeare. Do you know what I mean? But like, funnily enough as well, there's also a version of Hamlet coming out, or it might be out at this point. I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Joe Alwyn is also in that, and I'm like, why is this prick all over the Shakespeare? Go away. Like, but I'll be interested to see this version. And do you know that way, like, when I was in college and we did Hamlet and stuff like that, like, see, because it's really only the monologue that everybody speaks about from Hamlet, to be or not to be, yada yada. Obviously, he says that line in the film. But like, I feel like, see, now knowing not knowing the context, obviously I understand like this happened, but this is just the dramatized version. But knowing the context in which Hamlet was written now, and maybe that's a disgrace, do you know what I mean? Like a fucking like person qualified in the dramatiques, and I didn't know that, do you know what I mean? The drama. But like, now that I know that, I feel like Hamlet just hits more, do you know what I mean? And I really... Also, like, I love Shakespeare. I will sit down for any film about Shakespeare, production about Shakespeare. I'll sit down, I'll watch a lot. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. But what I love is when an actor believes in the words so much that it makes sense, if you know what I mean? Because I remember that in school, it used to piss me off when people used to be like, I don't understand Shakespeare. And I'm like, it's right fucking there. Do you know what I mean? Just read the words. It used to piss me off so much. And like, when Paul Mescal delivers some of the Shakespearean lines, you're like, I can't bother. I know exactly what you're talking about. And the last kind of 15 minutes of the movie is sections of Hamlet, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous because you're watching it, knowing the context and what it's written, and being like, I need danger, no danger.
It's like that's one of the most beautiful bits because like Jesse Buckley's character goes to see like Hamlet, and it's like all the pain and all that. I think she kind of realizes that. No, this is like just processing the grief. Yeah. And you see it because she goes in really angry and like at the beginning. How dare they say his name and all that? Yeah. But then once she sort of sees it and sees like Paul Mescal like doing his bit, she's like, oh fuck, right. Because he mentioned it before and he's like, where is he? Where will he be? Where can he be? And all that. Then in that, you have that beautiful shot of the wee kid. And it like, we haven't even mentioned it. The kids in this are phenomenal. Oh my god, they're so good. This is the child actors that you want. Yeah. Shout out to the kid who plays Susanna in Hamlet, who was also in Jason Statham's one movie of the year, Shelter. Oh yes. Now that is a movie that was snubbed. This is Jason Statham doing Commando and John Wick mashed into one. No. Great. And I love that this kid jumped from Hamlet to Shelter and was like, and what? And what? Shelter might be the perfect movie. Yes. Like, old man Statham, he do a job. Just fucking knocking out the park. That is the biggest disgrace. Fuck Paul Mescal. Why Statham no here? He deserves everything, that man. 100%. But honestly, shout out to your gal that just went straight from Hamlet to Jason Statham. I was like, yes, you are making the correct choices. Like, how does it go for this, like, you got Paul Mescal and Jesse Buckley fucking knocking out the park to, you like kid? Yeah. Like, how do you like... Stay behind me. Really jump. Like, how do you get in that mindset? I know. Like, they're going about actors need this mindset, they're all precious and all that. What is the, like... What's the jump there? What's the motivation there? Yeah. What's the process to do this? Listen, if Jason Statham phones me up and went, do you want to be in my one movie a year? I'd be like, where and when? Oh, 100%. Don't even pay me, Statham. I'm there. But like, yeah, back to Hamlet, sorry. But like, the wee kid who plays Hamlet is the most like
cherub-looking kid you've ever seen. Like, just these big chubby cheeks, and he's so cute. And he's another one with eyes that just look like they're about to cry at any moment. Oh, that kid puts you in the balls, man. Yeah. What a film! What a film!
Yeah, just stunning all the way through. Like, if you're going to see one of these, like, if that's what you do, then pick Hamnet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like, again, like, this movie made me feel like I was feeling the feelings, right? And again, this is what I mean of the point of cinema is to make you feel. This made me, and like, as much as it was like, I was heartbreaking, I was sobbing, I went to see it with my pal and we literally turned around at the end of the movie and just hugged each other, do you know what I mean? But this is the kind of thing I mean, rather than Marty Supreme making you feel viscerally dirty and raging, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's movies on this with more relevant and important themes in that, but this is just, as a movie, this is easily the best one, like acting, everything.
100%.
So what have you rated it?
10. This is my 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's my 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's so good. And if this does not win the Oscar and one battle after another does, I will riot. We are catching a flight to LA and I'm having some fucking words, man. So, could you imagine just us going up to the Academy? Hear you! They're like, who the fuck are these two?
Just going to destroy the museum.
Do that De Niro thing with the cigarette. I'm just like, I've got something to say.
On Hofstout coming out. You bastard. Soon as you mention one battle after another, we'll just get into that one.
Okay.
So, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who seems to like, just everybody seems to love him.
Yeah.
Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, and Chase Infinity.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it's the modern day political Big Lebowski.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's got such Big Lebowski vibes about it.
Aye.
Like, when we watched the trailer for it, I was like, oh, this looks okay. Like, I'm not arsed. And then we watched it, and I still finished it being like, that was okay. I'm not arsed. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a movie, to me personally, I was like, it's all right. Like, I'm not, it's all right. I wasn't moved. I thought Sean Penn's nuts in it. He's great. And I love the stage of Leo DiCaprio that we have right now where he's just not giving a fuck and he's doing these mental performances. And I did enjoy the Big Lebowski aspect of the film, but it's mid to me. Like, I wasn't blown away. Like, I enjoyed myself while I was watching it, but I've not thought about the movie since I watched it. Do you know what I mean?
See, I think the movie's too long for starters.
Yes.
But DiCaprio, I think, is fantastic in it. It's a kind of different version. You kind of got the wee comedy one with that one he done for Netflix.
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up. But I think this is like perfect DiCaprio for me. Like, he's funny. He doesn't take it too far. But
you were pissing yourself. Yeah. There's a bit where he's like, what is it? He's like, I've taken too much drugs or something. You were gutting yourself. Like,
but it's the same about, he's just a guy in over his head.
Yeah.
Like, it starts off like they're these political freedom fighters. They do all this stuff like bank jobs and that.
Guerrilla, like warfare kind of vibes.
Guerrilla fighters, yeah. He has a kid and he's like, right, I need to settle down in that, but he just becomes a massive stoner.
Yeah.
Like, that's his version of settling down, is just trying every drug.
Yeah. And it's funny because like Wayne obviously thinks he's just this layabout waster, and then it's like, oh no, I've been in some shit. Like,
but I did enjoy the movie. I don't get all the all the hand wringing about it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I enjoyed it while I watched it, but I've not really thought about it since I've watched it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sean Penn's mental, Benicio del Toro's alright, but do I think he deserves a Best Supporting Actor Oscar? No, I don't.
Paul Mescal should get that.
I agree. No, I totally agree. Like, I think Benicio's good, but I've seen this performance from Benicio del Toro in other things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what they're trying to do, but it's like some of the characters are almost like they're just caricatures. Or like Sean Penn's character, he's good in it.
He's nuts in this film. Sean Penn is fucking mental in this film. He's such a good bad guy.
Yeah,
like what a good villain.
So I remember saying to you watching, is it is Sean Penn a bastard? But then you look up and he's like, he thinks all like these noble causes and that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of the guys that looks like he'd be a nasty bastard, but
he's probably lovely.
Aye?
Yeah.
Probably goes and saves puppies and all that. I don't know.
I think, do you know what I love about Sean Penn though is like, was it the Golden Globes and he's just sitting smoking a snout?
Aye.
I was like, fair enough, Sean Penn, fair enough. And just like he won a BAFTA but just didn't show up.
Aye.
I was like, that's a guy that can't be arsed getting a flight.
It's not even showing up. He didn't even film.
Yeah.
Like,
normally there's the VTs
into like 5 minutes, oh thank you. But he plays like this lockjaw colonel guy. And I'm like, it kind of gets past the funny bit to like just like mimicking like a cartoon character.
Yes.
Which you kind of get tired of it after like the first 10 minutes you see it.
Yeah.
But
I think as well, Benicio del Toro's performance is like a caricature of his Usual Suspects performance. Yeah. Now, again, I haven't seen Usual Suspects in a long time since we basically banned Kevin Spacey movies from this house.
Yeah.
So I could be talking shite, but that was the first thing that popped into my head when Benicio showed up. I was like, oh, I've seen you do this. Do you know what I mean?
It's kind of a mishmash of like very important political themes that are going on right now, especially within America.
Absolutely.
And thinking with like this kind of weird stoner comedy type thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I don't really... Am I going to watch it again? Probably not.
Yeah, I would maybe watch it again. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't. But that's the thing, though, is like when I was watching it, I was enjoying it as I was watching it, and then as soon as I put something else on, I was like, cool. Do you know what I mean? I think this will win, and I'm going to be really upset about it when it does.
It kind of looks like it will. If DiCaprio wins an Oscar for it, I would not be annoyed.
Why in my guy?
Like, because like Chase Infinity and all that, like, were great. But I think
Tiana Taylor as well. People are going off on about her.
I think DiCaprio steals the show. It's just this bumbling idiot getting into deeper and deeper shit.
That's your favourite kind of character, but like you love stories like this where it's just like something huge happens and it's just like, oh, right then. Like,
it's just the phone call bits. He's like, what's the password? Is it? I don't fucking know. Put your manager on. And he's like, I don't have it. I know you date. I helped build this. Put him on. Then they're like, I can't remember his code name, but it's like, that's fucking him. Fucking give him the coordinates.
He's like, oh, I just want to apologise. Fuck you. Like,
he's like, if you don't fucking tell me this, my daughter is missing. And it's like, you can actually feel like the exasperation for Leo.
Yeah.
And I think he's perfect when he's like this. As you say, he's not. It's not that he's not caring, but he just feels so relaxed now, and he's acting.
A lot of them are doing that now, though. Like again, like Old Man Pitt too. Like I think a lot of these actors that were like, you know, the generational talents of the time, the big names of the time. Now they're all doing like. It's not really like deep character work anymore. It's like character acting, which again, I'm not saying that as like a slur or anything like that, you know? Like I think Brad Pitt's done more interesting performances in his past maybe 10 years. Same with Leo DiCaprio. Do you know what I mean? I think since Revenant, maybe even before Revenant, he's done more interesting stuff. Like where he is allowing himself, like even that bit in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where he's like, you had to fucking have it, like, do you know what I mean? Like you couldn't see young DiCaprio doing that unless it was like super serious and dramatic and all this. So I do like when you see older actors, not that they're not giving a fuck, but they're loosening up a bit, you know, they can have fun with themselves. I prefer that.
I think they're kind of, and I might be cheeky for saying this, but the last film stars, they're headlining a movie and like people are going to flock to it.
Yeah.
You still get it now. I think Timothy will be like that, but I just think that like they're the last of the like, holy shit, new DiCaprio movies out, or like Brad Pitt, like what's he doing now? It's going to be, it's either going to be terrible or it's going to be great. But that's why like I sort of noticed that with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they've lightened up.
Yes.
And if it just looks like they're having more fun with it, and it's like, we don't need to thingy for any adulation. Let's just make a movie I want to make.
Totally. I do agree with you on these being like the last kind of big stars. Like I think now obviously like you have, I don't know what it is though. I don't know if it's the mystique of like the 90s where these people weren't so like readily available to us. Do you know what I mean? Like we got their movies and we got their interviews and that was about it. Whereas now a lot of actors are all over like Instagram punting their stuff and all that, like, or they're sharing like tidbits about their life on Instagram. Like, I think a lot of people now have like it's almost like you're allowed to have a kind of parasocial relationship with them now.
Aye.
The only kind of young actor, well, both actually, that springs to mind that don't have a heavy online presence and it really is just the work that does the talking, would be like Zendaya or Jacob Elordi. Like, neither of them are really on. I mean, Jacob Elordi's not on Instagram at all. Zendaya is, but it's mostly all promoting like our modeling work or our movies or yada yada. Do you know what I mean? And those are actors that you only really have like the interviews, and you know, like, you see like interviews with Jacob Elordi being all goofy and you're like, oh, okay, cool, like he does have a sense of humor, but then it goes back to like the film. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, whereas like Chalamet's been blowing up my fucking Instagram with Marty Supreme jackets and blimps and yada yada. Do you know what I mean?
I do think maybe in the future we will herald the current generation of actors, be like, no, they were the like obviously they're movie stars, but there's like there's levels to this. And me and you have argued about this a lot, but I just think like the ones for the 90s, it's a different gravy, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I wonder though if people in the 90s living through the Brad Pitt and Leo DiCaprio thing feel the same way that we do about Chalamet. Like, we're living through Chalamet, do you know what I mean? Like, whereas we're younger than like the DiCaprio mob, do you know what I mean? So we've obviously grown up and been like, DiCaprio's amazing, do you know what I mean?
It's just, DiCaprio's just great in it. It's just, I love this performance for him. Like, and I'm so glad that he done it well.
Yeah.
As you say, I love this type of shit. This is right up my alley.
Totally. So what are you rating it?
I've gave it an 8.
Okay. I gave it a 6. It was alright. Do you know what I mean?
No, fair enough.
I think this will win, and I'll be really annoyed about it when it does.
So do I get the next movie then?
Sentimental Value.
Yes. Now, I need to apologise because
if you murdered the Brazilian names, you might as well murder the Swedish names. Like, we are equal opportunity.
Yeah, but I am looking at these now and be like, I have no idea. So I'm sorry.
Sorry, Sweden.
Yeah. So, directed by Joachim Trier.
Yeah, Lars von Trier's brother or nephew, related to Lars von Trier.
All right, okay. Starring Renat Rens. No idea, I'm sorry. Terribly sorry.
Sorry, Sweden.
Stellan Skarsgård, nailed it. And Inga Lilias.
Wyron.
Sorry. And Elle Fanning.
And that one's a piece of piss.
He's a hard dude.
Easy. I mean, I'd be annoyed if you didn't pronounce Stellan Skarsgård's name, considering there's about 9 fucking Skarsgårds in the world.
Excuse not to hear about Skarsgård.
Do you know what I mean?
I think they say you're never like 10 miles away from a Skarsgård.
Yeah, remember the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? It's 6 degrees of a Skarsgård.
Jesus.
Just pick one.
Aye, man, he was busy in between his acting in Sweden, wasn't he?
Telly must have been shite back in the day.
Of course he was making it. Yeah, don't watch it. I'm in it, it's push.
I loved this movie.
Oh,
this is another one that I loved. It was beautiful. It was so simple. It was just so stripped back. There was no theatrical over the top performances.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was really, really gorgeous.
Yeah, the Oscars or the Academy likes to like fire in a talkie movie. Whereas like there's no like grand set pieces, nothing like spectacular happening. It's you're just watching a family kind of struggle to deal with like the trauma of like their lives basically.
Yeah.
And that's what it basically is, but it's beautifully done.
There's a scene in this movie, and it's not really a spoiler because this is the clip they seem to be showing every time they talk about this movie.
Pushed,
So there's a scene where the whole family are around a table and they're all kind of talking, and you can smell the discomfort from the daughter. Like, you can smell it. And she like makes a quick jab about like, oh, how do you know about family? You were never there. And he goes, oh, everybody's annoyed at Papa now, right? Now, I feel like if this was an American take or a British take, this would be a flipping tables, plates flung at the wall, like, you were never there. Whereas I feel like in the European cinema, it's more dry, it's more subtle, and it's still a gut punch, but it's not like being screamed in my face. Do you know what I mean? Because she's very obviously wanting to have this out with her dad, and her dad's just not that he's not interested, but it's like, there's people here, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And beautiful, like such gorgeous acting. Like again, if she wins, I'll be happy for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's great, and it's just the relationship between the two sisters is great. And you do think it's going to be between Stellan and the main sister, but then him and the younger sister have it out as well,
Yeah.
because he wants his grandson in the film, and she's like, no, like.
Aye. So basically, Stellan Skarsgård, and it's a famous director within Scandinavia, and he's wanting to make a movie with his daughter based on his. Well, he says it's not, but it's based on
His mother
killing herself when he was a kid, and it kind of just forms like all these like weird family history stuff that they've never resolved, probably never will, like fully. But what I love about this is like it's like the non-verbal acting.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's like-
yes, yes.
So see when like Stellan Skarsgård goes to his daughter and says, "I want you to read for this," like the glare she just gives him, like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like Stellan Skarsgård, I'm surprised he's not been nominated before. That's a shock to me.
He's but he's good in everything.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen Stellan Skarsgård shite. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't surprised that I enjoyed this film. And even like, do you know that way when you hear about it, like this film is very much advertised as like family drama, right?
Yeah.
But there's some real funny bits.
Aye.
Like see the bit where it's like him and his grandson, and he's showing his grandson how to film on his phone, and it's like throwing the spade, and it's like it's so, there's some real funny bits.
Aye.
And when I, like, again, it is being advertised as this like dramatic family tearing themselves apart, but it's not like Marriage Story where we're screaming. Like, I found Marriage Story fucking hilarious, right? And please don't look any deeper into that, right? But like, what I mean is like the argument between Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, where they're trying to like up each other's insults.
It just gets over the top.
It's so stupid, and I remember pissing myself. And I was watching it with my pal, and she turned around and she was like, "Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "Because this is fucking ridiculous."
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it's very, very underplayed, understated. There's a moment as well where Elle Fanning obviously takes the role that should be Stellan Skarsgård's daughter, to the point where she's trying to get a Norwegian accent. She dyes her hair and cuts her hair the same colour as the daughter.
It's quite creepy.
It's really creepy. And then there's a part where the two of them are speaking, and Elle Fanning's like, "Why didn't you take the part? Like, it's so obvious he wants you here." And she doesn't say a lot, but it's that, like, you can hear her teeth grinding. Do you know what I mean? Oh, beautiful, beautiful movie.
Even when, because I think it gets Elle Fanning character in it, so I think Netflix takes on the movie, or they give the money.
Yes.
And there's bits where like she's talking, we should do this and that, and he's sitting there, but like, this isn't the movie I want.
Yeah.
But he just seems so like fucking defeated, because you knew he just wanted to do this in his house with his kid, but Elle Fanning's trying to maybe make it something bigger. Like, she's maybe overthinking parts. She knows herself that I'm not right for this, but I think she kind of gets taken in by the artistic side of him as a director, and like I think they said her previous movies weren't that good, so like this maybe the kick up the backside, but it's just you feel like that sadness for everybody within this movie.
Totally. And I think if you are one of those people that is like, "Oh, I'm not watching a movie because it's got subtitles," go and just grow up, because you're missing some really good movies. Like this and A Secret Agent, both subtitles, great films. Like, so yeah, get a grip and just watch the film. It's so good. And I do understand maybe this is, it is a very like Scandinavian movie, if you know what I mean, where everybody's like pale and gorgeous and everything, like the weather's great.
Everybody's smoking.
Yes. Shout out to smoking in cinema.
Smoking's coming back.
It's
a shame.
In a huge way.
Aye, a very big way. Probably not for the best, but big up smoking. Tobacco companies sponsor us.
See next week on episode that's sponsored by Marlboro.
Aye, we're just going to smoke all the way through it.
Sponsored by Amberleaf.
Aye.
But like, this is such a Scandinavian feeling movie.
Oh, yeah.
So even although it's being advertised as this like family drama serious movie, there's some beautiful, really funny moments in it that not relate to, but like, you know, every family's had that moment where you've all been like raging at each other, and then somebody will say something, and then you're pissing yourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's a universal tale, but no, really. But do you get what I mean? Not everybody's dad's an actor that fucked off to make movies. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, every family has its issues. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect one.
No.
Because if you're saying that, you're in some weird cult. Basically, how the two daughters deal with it is, like, it's perfectly done. And I said, see if they want to win for this, I would not be angry.
Absolutely, I'm the exact same. I'd be buzzing for them.
I don't see it happening, but I could see maybe some recognition, maybe for supporting actress, but I don't see Stellan getting it.
I want this movie to get more. I just don't think it will, which is a bit of a bastard. But I can imagine, like, Norway, Sweden, and the likes are fucking lapping it up because this is their homegrown. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely. But I wonder if you and me were speaking about this. I wonder if, like, like when Scottish movies come out, you're a bit kind of like, right, I'll go and see it. Like, but there's always that kind of. But I think that might be a culture thing for us where we're like, fuck off. But
we bring our like talented people down.
Absolutely, we're such like a self-deprecating country that like whenever there is a Scottish movie, because I mean, listen, I'm sorry to say it, but we were kind of like that. But I swear, we were like, I'm not going to fucking. But I'll know half the people that are in it. I don't want. You know what I mean? Like, I wondered if they're. But then we watched it and it was great and loved it. And I actually did know half the people that were in it. But I wondered if it's the same up there, where it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, Stellan Skarsgård's in it again. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if it's the same crack.
Anyway, what is your rating for this one?
9. I've got 9 out of 10.
I've got an 8.
Nice.
Right. So, last but not least, Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan.
Twice.
Twice.
Times 2.
Haley Steinfeld, Miles Catton, Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Mosaku, Jamie Lawson, Omar Benson Miller, and the big Delroy Lindo.
Hey.
Fucking big Delroy, legend.
Got back 7. We've had a really weird relationship with Sinners. We went to see it, loved it as soon as we left the cinema, and then by the time we were home, had kind of talked ourselves out of liking it.
Yeah.
And we were very, like, literally within about 5 minutes leaving the cinema, Ross was like, "Dust Till Dawn the musical," which everybody is now saying, so I'm convinced you've heavy coined that phrase and put it out.
The thing is, yes, that was my opinion, but see now it does cheapen it a little bit. Like, this is far more nuanced than
absolutely.
Dust Till Dawn is. But I get all the adulations for it. I can't get into it as well as these people seem to love it.
This is 4 times now we've watched Sinners.
Yeah. And
I enjoy it. It's okay. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I listen to all your podcasts, guys. I hear what you're all saying, right? And I'm hearing all these beautiful, eloquent, gorgeous reviews of this movie and how it's impactful and how it's this and how it's that. And I understand everything that's being said, all the critics, everything. Like, I understand the links between cultures. I understand the metaphors. I understand the nuances. It's just not hitting. And for me, but then I'm feared to say that in case it's like, oh, you fucking moron.
Coming out with saying, like, the Beatles are shite.
Yeah.
Or, I didn't like Godfather. Like, what? What do you mean?
Aye, that's where we're at.
It's like, I love the idea of, like, because he goes into about how, like, all the tribes and that, and they're told by through music, and
love it.
Yeah, like, it's a beautiful idea. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it.
I fully agree with you, because I can sit, like, do you know that way? If there weren't any vampires in the film, I think it still would have been a good movie. See if it was just about them having one good night, and then obviously it turns out that it's a killing floor. That's impactful enough, you know?
Yeah. Or
if it was just a full vampire movie. I don't know. There's just something that's not hitting for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the... I personally feel that the vampires are incredibly underused for a movie about vampires. I know it's not about vampires, people. I understand the nuance here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm getting annoyed at myself trying to talk about this film.
That's the problem with this, is that I'll praise everything about it, But then, see, did you like it? It was all right.
Yeah.
I don't get it myself. I don't understand why myself.
No, totally.
But I'm sitting there being like, Jack O'Connell, phenomenal in it.
He was so good, Sammy. Like, he's great.
And
he's having such a good year for playing bad guys.
He's been fucking great, like, for a long time
Totally, totally.
But it's like that, and as you say, like, he turns up, he gets the
KKK nephews and that, yeah.
Then he goes in, then it's just basically they go straight to the club,
They hear his song, and go to the juke joint.
And he's like, no, I need your music, which is they've already explained there's like all the stuff, but then it just turns out like there's hundreds of them now. I'm like, I kind of wish there was more scheming. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean. Like, I think the vampires show up, and then after Rocky Road to Dublin, it tries to escalate, but then doesn't. But then obviously when she yells, "Come in," and everyone's like, "Why have you done that?" Like, do you know what I mean?
It just turns into an action movie then.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I kind of wish. I think it's a cool concept. Like, Michael B. Jordan's great. I think the music in it's superb. Miles Catton, what a voice!
Oh, phenomenal.
I think I like the look of the vampires. I like the contact lenses that they're using.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I needed, but I needed something else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I find this movie so frustrating to talk about, because I can appreciate everything. I can appreciate the history. I can appreciate the nuance. I can appreciate the costumes. I can appreciate the acting. Blah 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 blah. But it's just there's just something no there for me. But yeah, I'm an arsehole for thinking that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm the same. Like, Delroy Lindo and Wunmi Mosaku, like, they deserve the plaudits because
absolutely
they're stunning in this movie.
Absolutely.
Shout out for them being British and all.
Hey, yeah, my favourite bit, I know it's so stupid, but my favourite Delroy Lindo bit is, see where they're all eating the garlic?
Yeah.
And he's about to whitey and everyone's like, oh my God, he's a vampire. And he's like, no, I'm just steaming like
was it too much corn liquor?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're fantastic. Everybody's fantastic in it. It's music, everything. It's just, I don't know why.
I know.
And I don't think I'll ever know why.
But it's annoying me because I'm like, this is 4 times we've watched this movie, and every time I want to watch it and I want the penny to drop, I want the light bulb to screw in, and I want to be like, you're fucking right, this is a masterpiece, do you know what I mean? And it's just, maybe I need to watch it another 5 times. I mean, it's the most voted Oscar movie ever, and like, people are like, Chris Nolan held like cinema screenings for it so that it could be considered again for an Oscar movie, and like the horror community's embracing it and all this kind of stuff. Maybe we're just arseholes, Ross.
I just, as I've said, I think I'm too thick to understand it.
Like, you are not.
Like, I'm
huge fan of the music, but huge fan of the music.
I just, everyone's great. It's just,
I mean, I know I've already said it, but I think if this movie had just been about them coming back, having a juke joint, and then it turns out it's a killing floor, I think it still would have been a good movie.
Yeah.
And I think it still would have had an impact, right?
Yeah.
But obviously because they've included vampires and Jack O'Connell was fucking class.
Yeah.
It's now. But the positive about this movie, apart from like the music and everybody being great and yada yada, is I think this now opens the doors. Like, the Substance cracked it open. I think this is going to blow the doors way off of having horror nominated for an Oscar movie. I mean, I know Demi Moore was nominated last year for The Substance, but I think with this movie's already winning some things, you know?
Yeah, I think this is probably, it's going to be a weird one. It's going to either be a massive success or it's going to lose the big ones.
Yes. But I think even if this movie doesn't win anything at the Oscars, which I highly doubt, I think it's going to blow the doors off for horror, and it's going to be able to bring people who aren't horror fans to be like, oh, okay, this can be something else now. Do you know what I mean? And then after they've done that, I hope they go back and they phone Toni Collette and they say, here's your award for Hereditary, because that's what should have blown the doors off for horror to be in the Oscars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that should have been the gateway.
Absolutely.
That movie alone was enough to justify having horror, elevated horror, if you will, into the Academy's attention.
Absolutely. So, what is your rating for this film?
I've gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I don't understand
the hype.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that I'm the arsehole, but I'm sorry. I just
That's what's most annoying though, is like I feel like a total arsehole for not liking this film.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying me because I'm a really nice person. Like, we're good people. We just don't like this film. Anyway, guys, yous have heard enough. We've talked enough. We hope you've enjoyed our takes on the Oscars, and we'll see you next week for our reactions to the Oscars. Keep an eye out on our Instagram and our TikTok, because we're going to post, like, you know, we're going to do our usual, what do you think's going to win? And then we'll do our own kind of mini versus post on who we think's going to win.
Yeah.
But my God, like, we're over 30 now, man. Now we're going to need about 20 coffees to stay up and watch this.
A wee nap before it.
We've already got it planned. Do you know what I mean? Oscar day is our Super Bowl, guys. Anyway, trips, we'll see you next week. Turn this off, have a rest your ears, chill, and we'll see you for the Oscars reactions. Bye!
Bye!